guys, I'm Elegant and welcome to another week of Pokevlog. So this week, unfortunately, we haven't really got any news on the big update that's coming on Tuesday, January the 8th. Other than the US website posted a post saying that the big update that's coming is going to have worldwide implications, quote unquote. And this could mean a few things, but I don't want to go into it too much because we don't know for sure yet. But this does mean it's not just going to be in Japan, it's not going to be a local thing, it's going to be a whole world thing, which could mean could be getting some new games, which is a bit of an ambiguous topic, I suppose, because we don't know what we're going to be getting back, and I suspect Ruby Sapphire remakes. But that's only because I want them to happen. So the fact that the US Pokemon company actually got involved is also quite an interesting thing, because the US Pokemon company are actually the company that translates and they make the games for the US and a lot for England, because England is just sort of slightly varied games from the US. So therefore the US could actually have been making the games, and that's why they actually posted it, because they got involved with it. But we don't know at the moment, so I will update you guys on it on Twitter. So follow me on the Twitter, and if you want a full update, I will bring that to you next week on Sunday in my Pokevlog. So this week I was actually watching the Pokemon anime, and I saw Pikachu is called Special again. And no one's ever known why Pikachu is called Special, and I started thinking about it because I'm that sad, you know. And I came up with a few ideas of why Pikachu is special, so I decided to do a vlog today on why Pikachu could be special. So a lot of people think this is because Pikachu is a strong Pikachu, Pikachu's more training than usual, Pikachu's stronger than most Pokemon, but this isn't necessarily true, because Pikachu tends to be around the same level or lower level than the rest of Ash's Pokemon, because Pikachu is actually not fully evolved, so Pikachu has either got the same strength or not as strong as his other Pokemon, because like Charizard or something actually took on Articuno, and Charizard seemed to be stronger than Pikachu was. But the majority of the other Ash's Pokemon are about the same as Pikachu, and nothing really special about Pikachu compared to them. So maybe it's because Pikachu's been through all the regions and Pikachu's got strong going through the regions. Well, this isn't really a valid idea either, because Pikachu does actually get weaker at the start of every region, and a lot of people are confused by this. But the way I personally like to see it is that Pokemon battling is sort of like a sport. When you do lots of it, you get good at it. If you don't do it for a while, you start to get less good at it, and you start it again. When you start it again, you're not as good as when you stop doing it, because you've had a break from doing it, and you've lost your skill in that time. Which is sort of like Ash and Pikachu when they have a break between different regions. Pikachu gets less good at battling. It's the way I see it. The Pokemon world in the anime isn't the same as the game. It doesn't have the same mechanics, and therefore I think that's why a lot of people are confused, because you have levels in the game and you can't lose levels. But I think it doesn't quite work like that in the actual anime. So that would render Pikachu not special, it would render Pikachu as a normal Pikachu, like normal trained Pikachu. Because lots of other trained Pikachus in the Pokemon world, so there's nothing really special about that at all. So another thing that you could consider special is maybe Pikachu's moves are special. Now, I know a lot of the Pokemon in the anime have had more than 4 moves, which breaks the rules of Pokemon, because you can only have 4 moves at once. But, like I said, I don't think mechanics in the actual real Pokemon world in the anime is the same as in the game. So, I don't think it's completely accurate that you have to have 4 moves. I think it's just a general idea of how many moves you can have. But Pikachu never breaks this rule. Pikachu always has 4 moves, and if Pikachu wants to learn a new move, Pikachu will forget its old moves. And therefore that will make Pikachu just a regular Pokemon, nothing special about that. So let's look at what Pikachu's moves are actually at the moment. So Pikachu has Electro Ball, Thunderbolt, Quick Attack and Iron Tail at the moment, and nothing really special about any of these moves. Pikachu did once have Volt Tackle, which would probably be considered a special move, but since it's a move that can only be learnt by Pikachu and Raichu, it doesn't make Pikachu special from other Pikachus. It makes Pikachu special from other Pokemon, but not Pikachu special from other Pikachus and Raichus, because they can all learn Volt Tackle, so there's nothing really special about Pikachu's moves. So the only other thing that could be special about Pikachu is its ability, because IVs and EVs and Natures all affect Pikachu's power. We've already determined that Pikachu's power isn't stronger than other Pokemon. So Pikachu's ability is static, as referenced in Hoenn, in Sinnoh, and in Unova. I think that most of it was implemented in the anime quite a lot in the end of the 4th generation in Sinnoh, with the Pokemon League and Paul, I think. And one of the battles, anyway, Pikachu's static came into use at least twice, so that was a cool thing. But Pikachu's having the ability static is nothing special, because Pikachu's naturally have static. It's Pikachu's main ability. The only other ability Pikachu can have is Lightning Rod, which is his Dream World ability. Now that would be special. Which brings me on to the idea from the most recent episode of the Pokemon anime. The most recent episode of the Pokemon anime that aired in English is episode 49 of Pokemon Rival Versus. Now, funnily enough, this hasn't actually been aired in the US yet, but has been aired in the UK, which is quite a weird thing, because that's mixing up things, because never before, I don't think, has Pokemon been aired first in the UK and second in the US, so kind of strange. But in the most recent episode, Pikachu gets hit by lightning, and its Electro Ball is super powered, so it can like throw a huge Electro Ball and destroy everything. And because of this, Pikachu was called Special. Now, this happens a few times throughout the anime, and just like throughout the older seasons, Pikachu has absorbed like lightning and electric attacks and transferred it into a Thunderbolt or whatever. And this probably would seem like a speciality for Pikachu, but throughout the anime it's also been referenced that electric-type Pokemon can absorb electricity and transfer electricity. But I was thinking about this, and what I realised is that never before have any other Pokemon absorbed electricity but then transferred it into its own superpowered attack. So this is something individual to Pikachu and special about Pikachu, that it can actually transfer electricity into its own special power. And this does fit in with Lightning Rod, because that's exactly what Lightning Rod does. The Lightning Rod ability is what exactly it does. It absorbs any electrical attacks that either affects your friend in your battle, your teammate in a double battle or a triple battle, and then it transfers them to you, but it has no effect on you other than it boosting your special attack, which is exactly what it does with Pikachu. Now, the hidden abilities and this Lightning Rod ability wasn't implemented to Pikachu until the 5th generation, and therefore, in the older generations, Pikachu wouldn't actually have an ability Lightning Rod. It would just have the ability of absorbing electric attacks and superpowering its own electric attacks with those electricity that it absorbed. And that would make Pikachu special, because no other Pikachus would have this ability. And I think they transferred that into an ability in the 5th generation. I think they actually made that into Pikachu now having a second ability other than static, which is itself a very special thing, but having Lightning Rod is definitely something special about Pikachu, because it is a hidden ability, and therefore in the anime I would assume it would be rare, because you won't be able to get Dream World abilities from the Dream World in the real Pokemon world, of course. By real I mean the Pokemon anime, because that won't be realistic. That would be a quite confusing idea. So I think for sure that Pikachu does have a special ability called Lightning Rod. Whether the anime decides to call it that and bring it up, it's never been mentioned before, but I think this is Pikachu's special hidden ability, that Pikachu can absorb electricity and superpower. Also, in the most recent episode, Pikachu did absorb all the electrical attack. The electrical attack was actually going to hit something else. It was going to hit Iris, to be exact. Pikachu managed to absorb it all. Like, it managed to direct all the electricity into it, which is another thing that Lightning Rod does. So I think that the anime may bring up that Pikachu does have Lightning Rod. And if it doesn't, I still think this is why Pikachu is special. So tell me what you think about that down below. It's the idea I came up with watching the anime, and the idea that I just thought about this week. If you have any other ideas about this, please do comment. If you do think I'm wrong, definitely do comment. So thank you. And let's move on to the question of the week. So this week's question of the week is referencing the big news we're going to be getting on Tuesday. So what do you want the news to be, and what do you think it's going to be? And do those two ideas of yours contradict? So what I want it to be, I kind of want it to be the Ruby Sapphire remake, so I definitely do. Although someone did comment on my last week's vlog, I think, that they want to wait until after the 6th gen to get the remakes, because, well, they want to wait until during the 6th gen, after the first games of the 6th gen, to get it remade, because they want big graphical updates to the games. Now, I completely agree with you, but since Pokemon is changing so much at the moment, Pokemon might actually make a remake on the 3DS for the 5th generation, despite that going against what Pokemon usually does, because Pokemon usually gets the same generation on the same console, but Pokemon might go against that. But the DS is sort of on the same platform as the DS, the 3DS, so it wouldn't be too bad, I suppose. So yeah, that's kind of what I want. I'm expecting some sort of event thing, though. I'm expecting to be disappointed, because in the past year I've been disappointed. So I know this is so pessimistic of me, but I'm sort of expecting just a giveaway event thing of maybe a shiny Genesect or something worldwide. But we don't know, so hopefully it's a new game. It might be a bit too soon, but tell me what you think about that down below. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.